PS3 Network.
Welcome to the Fourcast. It will be the 3cast tonight. King Doc will not be on. Wish him well. Hopefully he's doing all right. And so we got the three of us tonight and bringing to you another review. Lift, new film by Kevin Hart on Netflix. And right out the gate, I'll say this. He is not wearing a dress, okay? All you dress haters, he's not wearing a dress. Cat, he's not wearing a dress, okay? You can calm down. Put your gun back in your holster.
Yeah, chill out, man.
But yeah, we're coming at you tonight for this another dope review. The three of us. Wilkes, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Besides, this movie was trash, but I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, this movie was straight trash, but I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Trap.
What he said.
Dude. Hey, okay, look, let me before we get into it, let's get to our our initial thoughts. Let me read the
Oh, I've got my initial thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
A master thief is wooed by his ex-girlfriend and the FBI to pull off an impossible heist with his international crew on a 777 passenger flight from London to Zurich. Now, it was a PG-13. And I didn't realize it until I looked on Twitter and I seen this post. And they said it's a PG-13. Manage your expectations. Nothing crazy is supposed to happen because kids are watching.
Come on.
The movie delivers exactly what it promised. Clean, fun, entertainment. So initial thoughts. Wilkes, I'm ready. We're fire in line. You ready?
So here's the thing I was going back and forth with is that this plot, had it been in like some more serious espionage role, it would have been like, oh man, I can't believe they pulled this off. But we've seen this with like Now You See Me, Now You Don't. You've seen this with the Money Heist that was on Netflix. It's the typical like entrapment movies. I mean, oh gosh, it was
typical.
Yeah, it was typical. So, I mean, I get it. It's like you said, family, fun, friendly, whatever. I get it, but it was just. I mean, every time I watch Kevin Hart in every scene, I was just like, I can't take this guy serious. Like, even though I know he's great in that one we watched, but even then, it was like I was waiting for him to crack jokes. It was just
waiting for him to do something stupid.
Yeah, it was just hard for me to watch this. I mean, oh gosh, yeah, it was toilet water. It was pretty bad. It was carrying my mic rating. We done for tonight, right? We good?
Yeah. Hey, this may be the shortest show on the record.
Yeah.
I mean, normally I have like notes. I mean, it's like half a page.
There's no notes you need for this. There's no notes you need for stealing fake bars of gold, and then the only one person that I appreciated in this movie, well, two people, was the bad guy, because he's actually in one of my favorite movies from the 90s called The Professional, which I
remember him.
Yep. Leon, yep.
The girl.
Yeah, it's been a while, been a minute, but he was great in that movie. But yeah, I know I'm rambling, but it was pretty shitty. It was pretty
shitty. And that was Gene. I think it's Gene Reno. Is his name? The bad guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to D Great. Thank you for tuning in. And this was directed by F. Gray Gray. Now he did music videos. He did Friday. He directed, I think, Straight
Italian
Outta
Job.
Compton.
He does some great movies.
Yeah.
Set It Off.
And so this was kind of a maybe giveaway because it is something that's been used a lot. And I think the best part of the whole movie was the scenery, like all the spots that they were at, the
Always those
boats.
espionage. Yeah.
That, I mean, to me, that was the movie. The actual plot portion, you knew what was gonna happen. Hey, Trap.
Wilkes liked it way more than I did.
I said I like two people.
That's two more than me.
Yeah.
It was kind of cliche. I didn't even know it was a family friendly movie. Yeah. It was like The Italian Job meets I Spy with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I never watched that one. Oh gosh.
I like I Spy. I didn't. Yeah. I mean, like you said, man, I'm really not. I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan. No, maybe he should stick to the stand up. Maybe if he'd had on the dress, this might have been a little better.
Oh man, hey, that would have been rough. Hey, that would have been perfect timing. Right, that would have been so perfect timing. Right.
You know, I will say this too. I will say this, and maybe maybe somebody can correct me, and maybe I'm wrong. And this goes back, and I know why we or Doc wanted to watch this, or we suggested it, whatever the case is. I did feel like there was one point where before Cat Williams just went off the rails and went crazy, because I know there's a point where he kind of had like not a breakdown, but he was out of the limelight for a minute. And Kevin Hart did kind of start just taking off. It was like once Cat Williams had kind of took a break or whatever, he kind of disappeared there for a minute. All of a sudden, I didn't know who Kevin Hart was until Cat Williams had that episode when he kind of went crazy or whatever the case was, had some situation. Then all of a sudden, Kevin Hart just popped up. Kevin Hart was blowing up with stand-up. Then he was blowing up with movies. Then he was, because by that time, like you said, Steve Harvey had retired from comedy. Cedric the Entertainer wasn't really doing anything. There were a few people moving in the background doing shows and movies, but I felt like that was Kevin Hart's chance, and I wish Doc was here. Maybe he had some insight. I know he is hard on the Cat Williams, but I feel like, at this point, this was his chance to blow up. So now you can't get rid of him. He's making commercials. He's
everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I felt like he just kind of, that was his moment to blow up. And I could be wrong. They can correct me if I'm wrong. What's that?
I hope what's that? Another way. No, man, it's like, I don't know, man. I remember when he first burst on the scene with comedy, I was digging him. He had some funny stuff, and
yeah.
But it's just, as you stated, he's not a believable actor. He is. Me, I was watching this. I had stayed out all day yesterday watching football with the homies, little buzz, and this woke me right up, Jack. Me and Big Illinois because Big Illinois work overnight. So me and Big Illinois texting back and forth all night, this is horrible, man. He couldn't watch it because he was at work. But man, this. Hey,
I'll tell you this: I had to watch it twice because I fell asleep the first time. In the opening, the opening scene when they kidnapped the N8, I think his name was N8, and they kidnapped him, and I fell asleep. So then I watched it again. And I agree with Gary. Shout out Gary. It's a knockoff of Ocean's 11. It's like a double knockoff.
I mean, it's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I told Big Illinois last night. This is how bad this was to me, man. And I hate harping on the fact that this is a bad movie, but it started off hard, Joe. I was like,
There he is right there too.
yeah. Yep, there you go. Let me see. What's the first thing I shot at him, man? Because first we started talking about the football game, of course. And then I say, man, this is bad. I'm only 11 minutes, 33 seconds in. I don't want to turn it off.
Hey, y'all did better than me. I fell asleep last night and woke up. I was like, oh, crap. I didn't even watch the damn movie last night.
All right.
I had to watch it at lunch.
You didn't need to, man. You could have really fast forwarded to the end, and you would have been like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
It's those typical heist movies that are from a comedy aspect. I mean, it's. I mean, I get it. Whatever everybody's doing, but see, what I didn't understand is they kept using that term "lift," but it was only used one time
at the end.
At the end, and then the auction. So I didn't understand what was. I don't understand. I mean, but here's the other thing, though. I think this movie has set itself up for probably like a sequel because you don't know the other heist that they've done. So they finna do another one.
Only on Netflix. This is
absolutely.
Obviously you can't. This couldn't be I don't know who would watch this in the theater. They would watch it for Kevin Hart, but I don't know who.
Honestly, I wouldn't have watched this. Yeah, I wouldn't have watched this. If it wasn't, something that we recommended, I wasn't gonna watch it at all.
I watch it.
I was.
Surprisingly, it's number one on Netflix.
I think Tubi got some more heat than this guy. I mean,
but let's talk about this aspect of it. Is there a Kevin Hart effect? Well, people will just watch it because he's on the cover of
Clearly.
it.
Oh yeah, I think so.
One movie, clearly.
Yeah.
It's just like with Ice Cube. People will watch Are We There Yet and something else because Ice Cube is in it. It's like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has become that world uncle that everybody loves. And because Snoop Dogg's in it, we're gonna watch it. And I'm sure there were some Eddie Murphy movies like that. Because Eddie Murphy's in it, we're gonna watch it. And that's it's not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's just because you become that family, that face of the family, that name, that like, oh, it's Eddie Murphy, we gotta watch. Oh, it's Snoop Dogg, we gotta watch it. I think it's just you got that longevity. That's why most people watch Law and Order. They like Law and Order, but come on, man, it's Ice-T, man. You gonna watch because Ice-T on there, man.
Okay, Liv, check that out.
Hey, there was a stand-up that I think it was John Mulvaney did. Somebody did, and they were like, you know what? This whole show, the amazing part is that Ice-T been on this show for this long, and he always sound confused when they say something. Like, you mean to tell me he got raped in the bathroom? Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Ice-T got that, like, what, man?
It happened last week, man, on the same episode.
But and then, like, a few years ago, he broke, I don't know how, like, I think he's been the longest. They say he's like the longest running character, like on that show or just in like TV here or something like that.
He's the longest running male character in TV history.
Yeah, TV history. Yeah, in that show. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Man. Hey.
Yeah.
He like the granddad to just show up to the place, just pay him, man. Nah, that's Granddad T, man. He good, man. He all right. You just pay him and let him go about his business.
Man. Let's get to some comments here. What's up, CJ? Appreciate you.
Money CJ Money.
Numbers up, man. Numbers are up, man.
CJ Money.
Running them numbers up, man. Again, watch the videos and go and watch the videos from the Cowboys game. Okay, those are highly entertaining. Do not turn it on at work. Okay, at least have your earphones on. He said, "I'm not gonna hold you." Kevin Hart came at the perfect time when nobody was doing anything. Literally a perfect storm. Can't be mad at him though. And honestly, he got his start on what was that? I think that was called Paper Soldiers.
Paper Soldiers,
which was Damon Dash's film. And then I think it was probably Soul Plane after that. And
Paper
then
Soldiers. Then it was
And see, I forgot he was in Soul Plane because I hadn't watched it so
State
long.
Property.
State Property, that's when when Dame was making all the movie.
That just goes to show you how much attention I paid, because I forgot he was in Soul Plane, and I had Soul Plane on DVD. I just didn't. It's like it was like that one, like I said, like I mentioned before. It was just like when Cat had that moment. Cat Williams went on his little tyrant, went crazy or whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's blowing up. Kevin Hart was like everywhere. It was people quoting his jokes and everything. It was just like, I mean, I get it. I mean, like I said, the Kings of Comedy's done. Steve Harvey retired. I mean,
I'm laughing at what Big Illinois said.
Oh, hold on, we put it
The
up there.
whole joke that me and him had.
What?
His cease to just say it's a crime.
It's a crime.
No. Okay. Let me tell you what that's from. Remember Philip Michael Thomas on Miami Vice?
Yes.
Oh.
Tubbs.
Yeah, well, Wilkes no, that's his show.
He said it every time. It's a crime. That's why, trust me, that's why I started laughing, because Miami Vice, that's my shit.
It's a crime.
Obviously, Tubbs. What do you think?
Yeah, that dude said that every episode. It's a crime.
It's a crime, man. It's like, and that terrible accent with that Caribbean accent he was like
Caribbean New York accent. Yeah. New York.
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't get me started on Miami Vice. Even though Miami Vice has a special place in my heart, but please, it's some terrible.
This man he had a dark electric gray suit on every week,
sweating every week with that J girl.
Hey, didn't they have the one with the sleeves,
no shoes,
the sleeves rolled up?
I mean, with no socks on.
Yeah, the shoes with no socks on.
Rocket had that joint on, the light joint.
Yeah.
This man had a winter suit
this
on.
Man had this man Tubbs, man. This man Tubbs had a double-breasted suit, loafers with no socks. He up here running through the streets of Miami, man. I'm like, dude, it's about 109.
Like a young bull.
Yeah, it's
Don't
wild,
get me
man.
started on Miami Vice, baby.
Wild boys, man.
Yeah, man. Don't get me started on my show.
All right, let's see. We got and Kevin Hart came and just basically punched you in the face,
absolutely.
But eventually I think most people are annoyed. If you see him in something, you're gonna be like,
yeah. I'm just trying to understand, man. Look, y'all cannot get this dude to replace Will Smith. Y'all got him in fighting scenes. This dude like 5'7", fighting 6'2" dudes and winning, man. Knock it off, Kevin.
Yeah.
No way, man.
Hey, yeah, man. I could fall asleep at any point in time. All right, my wife will tell you it don't matter. Yeah. So if the movie is trash, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
Blue Streak said no, it was lousy.
Yeah. This is horrible.
She said lousy.
Lousy. Kevin Hart movies are Netflix gold. They go wood in the multiplex.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, even when he delivered his lines, it was just like
exactly.
Like, stop.
Yeah,
man.
Eric said Kevin just does not have true leading man aura.
Right.
Automatically chuckle at his presence. He's a walking chuckle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you see him in.
This may be one, how we always say, oh, he's got range. He may not have any range.
He does. He has range. And a microwave and a refrigerator. Oh, you mean acting?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
He did it one time. He did it one time in that True Story. And that was, I mean, all of us was waiting on a moment for him to just say, jokes.
No, he that one. Oh, he did great. I mean, I can't.
So he has it, but
right.
Yeah. So one of the characters, real quick, was Vincent D'Onofrio. He played with wasn't the greatest of characters, but I like the actor.
Yeah, he wasn't in there much.
I like the actor though. He's in the film about Bumpy Johnson. I keep forgetting the name of it.
King
Godfather Hall.
Godfather.
Godfather Hall.
Yeah, he'd have been on Law and Order. He was in The Breakup. He'd been in a bunch of stuff. He was the Roach. And,
He's been busy.
Yeah. Hey, his catalog is long. Real
Unless
long.
you want to cut it out for this, though. But it was $100 million budget, so he probably got a 6-piece.
$100 million budget? Oh, well.
Yeah, that's what Big. Like I told you, me and Big O, I'm watching this last night at 15 o'clock. And me and Big O just text. That's what kept me woke.
You're right, $100 million budget. I mean, they were all over the world, so I get that. You're gonna have to have a budget.
Yeah.
For that. And you're doing makeshift planes and simulation planes.
That's why I said, like, if you took something like this and put it on something, I'm not talking about James Bond series, but there are some pretty decent espionage and thievery movies that are like, man, that was actually pretty damn good. Like, I watched that again. There's been a few that have been great like that, but this one was just like, oh man, the way he did it's just, I don't know,
just bad.
Yeah,
it was
I agree, Gary.
Yeah, True Story was great. He did well in True Story.
It was surprising, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he shot.
He was playing Kevin Hart, man. He was a comedian from Philadelphia who
right. He was playing himself.
You know what? I think if True Story
was real to him,
it was.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to link up with people that write him well and direct him well. Maybe that's the thing. I mean, there's been roles that people you were like, oh man, you're gonna play who? But then you watch him, you're like, man, wow. He might be directable. He might be, writable. They probably could, but I mean, True Story is a rare one.
Yeah,
but like
very
I said,
rare.
Every time I watch this one, when I watched this one for the first time, I'm just like, what are we watching here? I'd rather what is going on?
I ain't getting credit for True Story. So am I a good actor if they do a movie with me in it and I play a dude who do a podcast on Monday?
If they write you well, they direct you well, hey, I'll believe it. But other than that,
oh man, H-Rock can act. That's just that reminded me of back in the early 2K when everybody was telling me DMX can act. He played DMX in every movie, man. Man running around here being DMX and everything.
Oh no, DMX couldn't act.
Hey man, Belly was a classic, man.
Boy, that's the longest music video.
Longest music video ever. Yeah.
The slowest music video.
CD said, my thing with Kevin Hart is he found his niche. He got paid, and he's still getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars for it. He needs to stay in his lane. He doesn't have enough range. He don't have to show range.
$1 billion.
I'm telling you, Kevin Hart has tapped into what Snoop Dogg has tapped into. It's just plain and simple. Kevin Hart's everywhere. Snoop Dogg is everywhere. Hell, Snoop Dogg has international commercials. I mean,
we like Snoop Dogg.
Kevin Hart
had
is becoming that person.
He had a show with Martha Stewart, and it worked. That alone tells you that Snoop.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Kevin Hart is becoming that person.
Again, Snoop Dogg is hanging out with fellas. That's what he do, man. Hanging out with Martha Stewart. He hanging out with fellas, man. That's what he do.
That's good.
Can't give no credit for that, man.
That's good, right?
Man, hang with people who check out the Fed joint.
Yeah.
And and doesn't Snoop Dogg have another movie that was like based on a football player or something like that? Or
boy, yeah. I wouldn't go see Snoop play the H-Rap story.
Blue Streak said, bottom line, he has been paid money to play so many movies, and this one was a goose egg. Yeah. Let's see. Hollywood seems to have run out of ideas. Facts, man. That is the biggest facts there.
They've been out of ideas.
That is the biggest right there. And they just keep recycling.
That's why Tubi TV's on the come up.
Yeah, and that's why we get old shows and movies they try to remake and it just don't work.
Even the kids show
don't have the magic. You don't have the magic anymore.
Yeah, like stop with the revamp. Like everything doesn't need a reboot. Everything
you guys mentioned Cat Williams and things that Cat Williams said. I don't think they run out of ideas. They're running out of things to put their people in, the people who they've slotted in these roles. If you just allow people to be creative, we will get a excellent piece of cinematic art every week. but they are focused on a few people: Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington. What's the lady name who was in What's About Mary? Whatever her name is. Ed Norton. You got like 15 actors in Hollywood, and they get all the roles. Viola Davis. If you want somebody to play somebody's mama, you go get Angela Bassett. She done been Black Panther mama, Tupac mama, Biggie mama, Michael Jackson mama. She's somebody. She betrayed Boys and Hoods mama. She's just the official mama. You want somebody to cry?
Oh,
you go
yeah.
get Davis.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just like, to H-Rap's point. I mean, let's say, for example, like Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman is retired, but he's always in some military role, or he's in some government role.
Yeah,
you got that person that's always in those roles. It's just like you're always some general or lieutenant or some agent or FBI agent, like your director or whatever. So no, to H-Rat's point, yeah, it's like, well, we've seen you in other roles, so we'll keep you in this role. But
yeah. And that's my point. That's Cat Williams' point. They just keep hammering it home, man. I mean, come on, bro. You cannot. Every 5 seconds, there's somebody go on their way to Hollywood or on their way to New York or on their way to Atlanta now trying to be famous. There's no way. All this money y'all spend, $100 million, probably cost about $4 to $8 million, $4 to $6 million to make a movie, right?
Right.
You give somebody, you pay F. Gary Gray $6 to $8 million to do whatever he want to do, and then it's going down. But they don't want to do that. They got this buddy system going. Even with white actors, they got 8 or 9 white actors.
Yeah, Tom Cruise always running.
Yeah, that joke hard. It ain't you ain't seen.
Oh,
it ain't,
boy, full speed. I'm talking about
Tom Cruise be chopping. But like you said, like right now, Tom Cruise, to Big Illinois, to his point, Tom Cruise is always running in every movie, and he bought the rights to Mission Impossible. I mean, damn, how many Mission Impossibles we gonna get?
Right, man. It's just they keep doing the same thing over. You cannot tell me. Look, man, just to show you, that's my prayer thing, man. Me and Jesus, we tight. But
tell him I said what's up.
Tell him I said what's up. Jesus on the main line.
Tell him what you want.
Tell him what you want.
You can't look at Country Wayne. Country Wayne has turned YouTube into a mini series. He got drug dealers, he got strippers, he got infidelity, he got religious people. He got everything in 3-minute intervals.
Yeah.
Right. So how you can't tell me that Hollywood don't have? Come on, man.
And the other cat too. What's his name?
Big John.
Desi.
Yeah, Desi Banks. Yeah,
Desi Banks the same way. Let's see.
They making another Top Gun. See, same thing, man. Jason Statham, Liam Neeson. Exactly. Liam Neeson 3 days older than baseball, talking about saving somebody. Come on, boy, you better.
They always say you got a special set of skills, man. Your special set of skills is sleeping.
He gonna do so much.
Eating a banana, that's your special set of skills. Eating your oatmeal in the morning, that's
right?
Your special set of
come on,
skills.
Man. I mean, how many people you gonna beat up at 68?
Right,
on, man. I'll beat you to death, old man. They're making another Top Gun. Why? See, it's the same thing. They want you to believe. Oh man, we were running out. I mean, they made Man on Fire twice. Denzel Washington and Nick Nolte. Y'all just keep remaking these.
I didn't even know there was a Nick Nolte version of that. It must have been trash.
That's from the 70s, man.
Man on Fire.
Nick Nolte. Oh gosh, yeah, no.
Yeah, man. I mean, they keep making the same thing. Like ain't nobody alive from the 70s. You know, come on, man.
Like they're not gonna remember.
But it's the thing now. I mean, look what they did with Shaft. I mean, we had Samuel Jackson playing Shaft,
right?
And Richard Roundtree was the uncle. Like what was going on?
And then later on, they said he the daddy.
Yeah, he the dad. Like what's going on? Come on, man. I mean,
anybody know Wesley Snipes should have been Shaft, man.
He probably was in it. Yeah, he was in the abyss at that point.
And then we had what was the other one they redid, which I didn't watch, the Superfly. Did they redo Superfly?
Yeah, I didn't watch that either.
God,
I
see,
didn't
that's
watch
what I'm saying, man. What they gonna redo next? The Mac? Come on, man.
Probably.
Yeah, Dolomite. Like, stop, man. That's what I'm saying.
They
Stop.
did.
They did it.
Yeah, they did Dolomite. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, we don't need a remake or a reboot all the time. Like, stop. It's like you want to put your twist on it. Like, no, we don't need to touch. I remember before they did Coming to America 2. Arsenio Hall, it was like they caught him on the street. He was like, yeah, some things just need to be left alone. Like, we don't need
a part 2.
And they did it anyway.
Yeah, we don't need a
like later on this year, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, that's about to come out.
I think it's gonna be good, but do we really need a Beverly Hills Cop?
All right, man.
Like,
no.
I mean, you had Metro who was trying to be a Beverly Hills Cop, but that just didn't work out.
Yeah, he was serious Beverly Hills Cop.
He was a serious Beverly Hills
Cop.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in San Francisco. So it was like.
Let's get to this. Gary said, "I agree. I've noticed that Hollywood has become so stagnant, like hip hop, because the people in power have no creativity and are only interested in duplicating what is currently successful. That's why all music and movies sound so alike."
Can we get a round of applause for that?
Right.
Great comment. Hey, I'm gonna move you up. You're not. It's not covering your face during the comments. But they need cast members as Goldie there. I wouldn't be surprised if they were working on the Mac. I would not be surprised. Knox.
Who's Knox?
Ben and brother Bishop Deacon Brian. All right, we got change gears here. I found a video last night that Dave Chappelle was doing an improv. Have y'all seen this video yet?
I have not.
So Dave Chappelle, Deion Cole, and D-Ray were doing an improv somewhere. This must be the best improv ever if you got those three in the building. So basically, Dave Chappelle is kind of responding to Cat Williams and giving his take on it. So let's play this video. It's 2 minutes, 16 seconds, and then we can talk about it.
Better than this movie.
Yeah. I had to go to the vault, man, because I knew this was gonna be like 30 minutes if we didn't have something else. But here we go.
Tiffany Haddish is lifting something heavy, and as clumsy as she is, I don't disagree with Cat. He be telling the real shit. This one's fucked up this way, and that one's fucked up this way. Yes, nigga, that is true. But why would you say that? Because all of us are trying to be in a better situation. Can we get over it? Open the window. Open the window. This room stinks.
I want to be as respectful as possible, so I'm telling you this. So when someone called you, they said D-Ray said it was good for the culture. They tell you why D-Ray said it was good for the culture. It wasn't because I also said what Cat said, what he said a lot of personal stuff that has nothing to do with comedy. But the funny shit is funny. It's funny that nigga said.
Oh no, it was funny. I'm not saying. No, wait a minute. I'm not saying it wasn't funny. What did I say? I said a master chef could be French. I stand by that.
About all the bulk of what you said, but I'm gonna break down what you asked me why you did shit and your ability to do shit.
No.
Wait.
No, you know exactly. Stop. Stop with the semantics.
It's only fair.
Okay.
You said.
Tell your paragraph and I'll either in the sentence. Go ahead. Go ahead. Can I tell you my story? All I'm saying is that, right, the things you did, the way that you move, you know not to never do that to somebody because of the way you were raised, because how you come from, because you have 40 years in. You said longer than anybody's been doing comedy. You said standards, so your way of moving is different. So Cat's way of moving, the way he came in, the way you came in is different. So I'm not making excuse for him because I don't think everything was right. I'm just saying, Dave, though, you're a superhero. And when you're a superhero, you can't move the same way. If you're a superhero, the way you are, you can't just flex your superpower for no reason because you do have stories about everybody. Probably some personal stories about people. No. I hear what you're saying. What is the difference? Wait. Hear me out.
No one sat him down. No one sat in front of Cat for real.
No one sat.
So, number one, I truly believe Dave was gone. He just listening to him talk. So I
Well,
don't know.
faded.
And two, this was recorded. Obviously, you're not supposed to record. I think at the beginning, this clip's really like 20 minutes long, but I found one that was shorter. But somebody's like holding the phone like this, and so anyway, thoughts, A-Trap.
You know what? I understand where Dave is coming from. I understand where D-Ray is coming from. They were coming from a place of caring. It seems as if they were coming from a place of caring, and they both had great points. You shouldn't front somebody off like that. You know, I said it when it went down. Cat didn't tell any. He didn't tell any. I don't think he told any lies. I think he told it was this was stand up at its best, and stand up, as I said, is a art of storytelling. But what Dave was saying is we don't want to destroy someone's career, even when they are doing things the wrong way. We will allow that career to erode. And that's what D-Ray was saying. Hey, don't kill the messenger, because it was true, but he did understand where Cat was coming from. Well, you don't want to, but you just don't want to ruin someone's career. Right. And it's hard enough as Black people to get things, so we don't want to. Even though Steve Harvey has presented himself in less than an honorable way, we don't want to destroy it.
Yeah. I mean, and for me, you know, there was of course, Ben has heard me say this a million times. Excuse me, I didn't mute the mic.
You good?
Dave Chappelle is in a lane that I need him to stay in right now. And for him calling Dave Chappelle a superhero, that pretty much lined up with what I've been saying. Dave Chappelle is at a pinnacle where it's like, man, you're at the point where you're being ushered into the hell, I don't know, the Sands, the MGM, the Bellagio. Like he's at that level where it's
he's
just
got the
like,
Mark Twain. He got the Mark Twain award. Yeah,
he's the Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. of comedy right now. Like he's the Rat Pack all in one right now. Like he's at that pinnacle, you know. So I mean, and I've said this to Ben before. I was like, that night of or a few days after that election when Trump took office, and SNL had Dave Chappelle on, and he had like a 20-minute, 15-minute.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave Chappelle is in that lane. I mean, it's just like with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, when he drops an album, just because it's not tomorrow, next week, it's 5 months, 3 years later, it's going back to all the stuff that has happened within those 3 to 5 years, and he's listening. He's got. I mean, it's amazing how you take all that and you put that into your words and your rhyme. You're like, man, this man's been watching. Yeah. He's been paying attention.
Right.
So Dave Chappelle is definitely paying. Not that nobody else does, but the way Dave Chappelle delivers it is like, man, you either love him or hate him. But it's like, hey, how can you be mad at it? Because this is what's going on. Like, you know, so I think Dave Chappelle's very aware of his surroundings and what's happening. And he's watching, even though he's not always posting on social media. He's not posting live 20-minute reels or whatever. I think he's just in a lane where it's like it's making us think. It's making us kind of step back and say, you know what? The H-Rap's point, you know, Cat Williams, you may not like the way he packaged it and presented it, but man, it's making a lot of people recalculate. It's making a lot of people, hey, defensive mode. Really, you know, save face. I don't want to destroy my brand, so let me put my spin on it. Let me put my aspect on it, you know. And there's people automatically saying, you know, I don't agree with everything, but there are some things that hold some water. There are some things that hold some truth. But man, there is nothing more dangerous than a lie that contains the truth.
Yeah.
So,
and if you say a lie, you know, that saying, if you say a lie over and over and over again,
hey, you're gonna believe it.
Right.
You're gonna believe it.
Yeah. So I think I agree with I hear both sides. And I think for Dave, he's above like the petty beef with comedians, which he said that.
Absolutely.
So for him, it's like, I get it, what you're trying to do. It was funny, but did you have to do direct shots? But also, I think on the flip side, Cat's image is like so tainted that I don't even know if it's gonna affect Steve Harvey or Cedric or anybody really. I think it's
because I think to your point, Ben,
but that kill their careers. Let's be real.
No, I think to your point, like you said, you can speak all this against me or whatever, but man, Steve Harvey's not losing no hosting jobs.
No.
Cedric Entertainer ain't losing that CBS deal he got going on over there because man, that show been going on about 5 seasons at least.
Yeah. So that means he's
5 seasons, he's doing great,
right?
And I could be wrong. Somebody could fit not 5, but damn.
But see, this is the thing though. Kind of like what we were talking about that led into you playing that clip. Actually, that was the perfect segue into what we were talking about. We were talking about Hollywood. I think that was a double-edged. So it's almost a double entendre, right? Don't dump on this black man. But it's Cat and Dave did the same thing. Dave did it drunk or high off his butt, and Cat did it stone cold sober. And it's almost a preaching of independence.
Yeah.
Cat was trying to, I think Cat was taking I think Cat was literally, metaphorically grabbing Shannon Sharp in the collar, right? And he was telling him to invest in himself because Shannon Sharp has partnered with Colin Cowherd to put out Club Shay Shay, which is asinine.
Yeah.
Which is purely asinine.
Crazy.
You walked in the door a millionaire. You've been on this show making millions of dollars for 7 years, and then you go partner with somebody to do something on your own. And that's what Dave is saying. Instead of tearing each other down, in my personal opinion, instead of tearing each other down, we could come together and we won't need anybody. And that's the true message I believe Dave was trying to
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And to H-Rap, I mean, bullseye. I mean, I think like I said, Dave Chappelle, when I watched that monologue back in 2016 when Trump was in office, when they elected him, and I think Dave Chappelle was on there like December or something like that. Yep. He's just in a lane of observation. His ear is to the streets, is to whether it's news, media, somebody has ran to him and say, hey, man, this is what they're saying. This is what's going on. When you're in a lane like that and you sit back to observe before you speak, you observe before you engage, you've gained so much information and a foot up on, what's being presented because it's like now you know how to navigate that. You know how to, because you've been watching it. And I just think Dave Chappelle now has just been counterpulted to his apex. I think it's just like, I think H-Rap remembered years ago when I made this comment, Dave Chappelle reminds me of that guy that used to play the piano and it was a political skit. And the guy would play the piano and he would like make songs about, I cannot think of this guy's name to save my life, but that guy had his own, it was political comedy, but the guy was at a piano and he would play. Nobody has really duplicated that guy.
I think he's part of a continuing story of raw, unadulterated comedy. Because remember, I was saying the definition of comedy is things that we already know, and we have a revelation, and it makes it funny. Think about it.
Let's become the George Carlin of comedy.
That's what I was just about to say. We've seen this before. Dick Gregory stood in front of white people and told them about themselves. George Carlin, he was like, "Hey," and before you know it, Abe was gonna hire rent a Negro. And then later on, he telling them that they know, white folks need to do this, white folks need to do that. Then Richard came along and he grabbed you on your collar and said, "Yeah, think about this. I went and did a movie called Stir Crazy, and we had to go to the penitentiary, and I just saw Justice. Just Us was in that penitentiary."
Right.
And then George Carlin comes along and does the thing about Stuff.
Yeah.
and you like things and stuff, and then he shows you the thing. He holds up religion, and makes people pay attention to that. Eddie Murphy did it with just regular life.
Right.
Like everybody got this drunk uncle. Everybody got, this situation, and and it was funny. And then the next person that comes along is Dave Chappelle. Everybody was doing this. Bernie Mac, if they don't die, Bernie Mac and Robin Harris had the opportunities to do it because they were just showing you the world.
Right.
And they weren't scared to say it. Dave Chappelle might be the only comedian alive who understands his power. Dave Chappelle would have never done what Monique did. Oh, y'all need to be paying me. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. You need to be getting paid.
Right.
Then, Dave Chappelle is the only person who's not afraid of losing it all. Because as Corey Hope said every Tuesday night, the street got me.
To H-Rap's point, again, and like I've said, Ben probably hates it when I stand in his doorwell at work. We talk about Dave Chappelle. He is in a lane that I need him to stay in. J. Cole is in a lane that he needs to stay in. Kendrick Lamar is in a lane that he needs to stay in when they drop these albums.
Yeah.
They are paying attention. They are watching. They are looking. They are
What's
listening.
up, Worker Park?
Just because they don't always jump in and say something and put up a 20-minute or a 5-second reel, they are paying attention.
And to the Kendrick Lamar, this last album, I don't think any of the songs was on the radio, and he doesn't care. They don't need to be. And
they don't need to be.
What he was basically, that whole album was a therapy session. I'm telling you, if anybody, the criticism of that album was, well, it ain't hot enough. It ain't. I'm not dancing. Like, come on,
then you
man.
missed the point.
You listen to the wrong artist if you're trying to dance. First of all,
you missed it.
Right.
Like it's so underneath the surface.
Oh,
it's so underneath the norm.
Yeah,
people not even ready for it.
Right. That's why I said J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and I know there's others that I'm not, mentioning, but it's just that it's a lane, and I feel that lane. It's because you need to shake up the norm. You need to hear this. You need to get out of that comfort zone. Like nobody is safe. It's like you want to stay in this bubble and be safe, and man, it's done.
Yeah. And Eric says, A-Trap, that's what separates Dave, Cat, Kendrick, and the like.
Yeah.
They are driven by something different than the others mentioned. Yeah.
Exactly.
And J. Cole, like he is, they show him all the time riding his bike. He not doing private jets. He not because that's just not his.
Right.
He doesn't need those things to say I made it.
It's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we blended in hip hop into this, right?
Yeah.
And it is a renaissance coming about with this hip hop thing. And what I mean by that, the Mighty Mos Def, Yosin Bey, he came out and the world said he dissed Drake. But what he did was stand up for hip hop culture, where he stood up for actual music. There will always be music that we listen to at Target, that we listen to in elevators. But then you have real music.
Right.
Whether you call it hip hop, pop, soul, rock, it's always music that speaks to the people. Music and comedy traditionally has their hand on the pulse of the culture.
Yep.
And we have, over this century, we've gotten far away from that.
Yeah.
And as you stated, Kendrick and Cole and Def and Dave and Cat and others along those lines, they hold up a mirror to the world.
Right.
Yes.
Something we have that has been absent. To Wilkes's point, they need to stay in those lanes. Another cat that does it, the dude who came out, I can't think his name, Gerard Carmichael, he does it as well.
Oh, yeah, Gerard, yes.
So,
those are important lanes, man.
Yeah. And I tell my wife this, like, Drake Drake can rap, but when he raps about when he gets too like in the gutter, you like that's not even you, bro. That's not you. You was on
Yeah,
the
it's kinda
grassy
like,
high, bro. Come on,
yeah,
calm
it's like,
down, bro.
stop.
So like it is he
Grassy.
most devils just keeping it real. It is pop. It's pop rap.
Yeah.
It's not. That's
Jay
not
Sherman
what
said it.
you're not driving in a car
Right.
with your fellas and listening to Drake. You're not doing it.
Nah.
You're not.
And you know what? Even if he's a pop artist. And this is something, these are two forms of communication that are near and dear to me. As I told y'all last week, sneaking, me and my sisters sneaking, listening to the Richard Pryor albums when my mom was gone. And then, and then I tell people all the time, I say it without being ashamed of anything. I made hip hop. I'm 53 years old.
Oh, absolutely.
People my age, we did this. This is mine.
Right.
And don't come in here and say this is hip. You can't tell me. Yes, I can.
Right.
Because
right.
if I showed up
at the beginning,
I can't tell y'all to wear blue and gold. I can't tell the Kappas to do that because that's their thing. I can't show up at the Q house and say, well, y'all need to be wearing red this time. No, the Qs are not wearing red.
Right.
You can't show up in hip hop and say, I'm gonna do it my way. No, you're not.
Don't walk up in here with that.
Don't walk up in hip hop with that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, my mom will be turning. My mom and dad actually next month will be turning 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So to H-Rap's point, whether it's hip hop, disco, zap,
right,
Gap Band, hey, don't come here. Nah, man. Stop.
Yeah, you can't tell James Brown what funk is. Like, man, you better stop.
Right. Don't talk to me about that.
It ain't funk. It ain't funk.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Gary said, I don't mind Drake being pop. Just quit making that same damn monotone song.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
a lot of it sound alike.
That's his lane. I don't think he can.
But don't call it hip hop.
But don't call it exactly. Don't call it hip hop.
Don't call it
because he'll switch it up. He'll switch it up to sing, and then it goes poppy, and then it goes hip hop. I'm like, which one is it, Drake?
Yeah. No, man.
And I don't mind you doing
it. Man, do your thing.
Yeah.
But this is my thing.
Yeah. J. Cole too, including Andre, 3 Stacks, Erica.
Everything
Most Def and
Butler,
Kanye in there too.
I would put Kanye as hip hop. He pop.
But I think he means as far as
he
like
was at one point.
When he's talking, I guess I could be wrong. Maybe
early
lyrical.
albums.
But everything Mr. Butler's talking about, I can agree with those names because they are listening. They are paying attention. They are in those lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get to Gary. He had a comment earlier. I was at work, looking through the social, perusing the social medias, and I seen this image saying Andre 3000 coming out with an album, and I'm like, why didn't I know this was coming out? And I was like, I'm about to listen to this immediately. Yeah. And then I keep reading, and it's like it's a flute album with no rhyming. I probably spent like 30 minutes to an hour, like in my head, like, did I read that right? Is this real?
Yeah.
And it's one of his. Well, he hadn't released an album yet, but it's the highest selling album because it is so different, and we want to hear whatever he's doing.
I have
if
a
it's
vinyl,
a flute, rap,
right?
sing,
I have a vinyl version ordered right now.
You got a vinyl version?
A vinyl version.
But again, don't call it hip hop, man.
Yeah, that definitely ain't hip hop.
But somebody said
it's under the hip hop category.
No, it's not. It's
not
even close to hip hop.
Look it up.
Alternative.
That's what it should be.
But somebody told me he's released flute music before, but under different names.
Yeah, they don't know it's him.
But we keep releasing it over there. See, this is don't clout, man. Man, I used to be in downtown Chicago spinning on my back, me Tran, P Dub, Marcus Triplet. We were doing that, man. This is my thing.
Yeah.
And I can tell you what it is. Oh man, you can't. Yes, I can, because it's mine.
So on
I
Apple
told you
Music,
recently, I made KRS-One. If I didn't buy that, he wouldn't
right?
be
If y'all didn't buy
nobody.
that during that era, hip hop would have never made it.
People be
But
like, "Oh
it's
man, you
under
can't say that."
alternatives
Yes, I can.
on Apple Music. But maybe somewhere else, and maybe all right, Miss Thang for you too in the building. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in.
How's it going?
All right, let me get to this comment, which is facts. Gary again. He said, of all the money, power, and prestige that Oprah has, she was allowed to reproduce The Color Purple. Can you imagine how many great scripts, stories she bypassed? I'm sure a ton.
Right.
And I'm probably not gonna watch it. Maybe when it comes out on whatever streaming platform.
I probably
I'm
won't
not paying
watch it
for it.
myself. Yeah.
And it's a musical.
The original, so.
Man, you gotta do that before this.
You gotta watch the original.
You have to, man. You have
to watch the original at least.
Like, watch it in 30-minute spurts if you got to. I don't know, but
man, you know what, man?
Hey,
this
Donald
is
Glover
when
was hilarious in that. I'll tell you that though.
This is when my age helps me. I know one of the backstories on that. That same year, Richard Pryor had a production deal. He passed up on Purple Rain and The Color Purple.
Wow.
Because he said people didn't want to see that no more.
Yeah.
He was wrong both cases.
He was wrong.
Yeah, because it blew up and got an Oscar.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard. It's more than a musical than anything. Gary says hip hop has several different lanes. Black people are not a monolith, and we need rap to come in all forms to meet the needs of the multicultural, multi-generational, multi-economic Black people.
Absolutely, because
You're
it transcends.
Right. But the thing is, here's the thing though, Gary. It has to be hip hop. Rap music and hip hop are two different things. Just kind of like soul music and disco. Donna Summer is as black as you can get. She made disco music. She didn't make soul music.
Right.
So when we start blurring the lines, that's why people like C. Dolores Tucker and that crew of people, that's why they were upset in the early 90s, because everything has its proper place. Billy Jackson was doing this Little Kim thing. She was doing it 50 years before Little Kim.
Right.
30 years, because it's 50 years ago now.
I know
she was doing this 30 years later. So everything has its place, and I just don't want the lines blurred.
I mean, it did not LL Cool J have an album talking about the very exact thing we're talking about? Maybe not a whole album, but he had a few songs.
Now give us and the viewers some examples of hip hop and rap artists.
Okay, like Drake is the best example. He's a rap artist. He's a rapper. He's not hip hop because he's trying to be pop. Okay, I could give you. I could take it to another genre. Off the Wall is R&B.
Right.
Thriller is pop.
Absolutely, 100%. Because MTV is gonna play it.
Same artist, but it's not the same music.
Right.
And I'm not knocking Mike for either one, but see, we get these lines blurred. Hip hop is a thing, and rap, I can, hell, hey, the last pause were rapping. That's hip hop.
To H-Rap's point, look at people like the Dramatics, like Cameo. Cameo didn't start out singing "Word Up."
Yeah, right.
Cameo didn't start out like that.
They were funk.
Exactly.
With wearing cups and stuff.
Lakeside didn't start out with "Move Up Off the Wall." Damn, no, Lakeside didn't start like that. So it's just like when you to H-Rap's point, it was just like, Drake, what lane are you in, Drake? You coming out?
Hey, Drake is just in the business. Drake is just in the business of selling
He
out.
in the business of pop
He's
music.
in
That's
the business of selling.
that.
Exactly.
Man, stack
And
that
his
paper
whole
ass
album will play.
man.
His whole album will play on the radio.
But see,
Oh yes, sir. And
don't
they'll
stand in my lane talking about I'm doing what H-Rap is doing. No, you're not.
No, you're not. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Oh, they'll find a way to implement Drake music into an NBA cut to a quick commercial kind of thing.
Oh yeah, all day,
Right.
all day.
This is what they do, man.
Yes, Golden. Yeah, you remember that
Ain't
video? What's up,
nobody-
Golden?
Like, okay,
Oh, yes.
like
Golden
I mean,
know what it is.
I give like okay, I can use another one. James Brown. James Brown is the funkiest dude in the world, man.
Right.
Living in America ain't fun.
That ain't funky.
That's James Brown. You know,
That's promoting Rocky.
you know, and then like some people are like, well, what about Will Smith? Will Smith is not hip hop. The Fresh Prince is hip hop.
Yeah.
Jay Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Summertime is hip hop. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to Miami. It's pop.
That ain't. Thank you. That's pop.
Hey,
No, going to Miami is trash.
That's club scene right there. That's it.
Nasir Jones wrote that.
Right.
Yeah. And whoever Facebook user is, yes, you got to watch the original Color Purple. And going back to movies, this is the issue when you make a remake. You get so tied to the remake that sometimes people don't go back and watch the original. And then you start to feel like, oh, I don't need to watch the original. You have to, because that's where it came from. Somebody said, let me go to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so we can see who you are. But we appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, that flu stuff definitely ain't. That's not hip hop. That is alternative music.
I've listened to it like at least 3 different times, but
hey, it is some calming. It is not what you thought Andre 3000 was gonna do. But
put that Gary statement back up.
This one.
Yeah. The all ages, the whole ages thing. I can't remember.
It was one before.
Social, economical, multi-generational.
Right here,
But at the end of the day, that is hip hop. That right there is hip. That would be hip hop at its essence. Because when you listen to the message, you get that. You get that. When you listen to I Need Love, you get that.
Yeah. When
you listen to Run DMC, you get that. When you listen to Tupac, you get that. When you listen to some of these pop guys, MF Doom, you get that. You touch all those guys. Your mama ain't gonna listen to Drake.
H-Rap ain't ready for that. H-Rap ain't ready for Stove God. He said Stove God cooks. You ever heard of Stove God?
The Stove God.
I never heard of him.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. I mean, if you don't, you don't. Flat out.
Yeah.
But you know what? Again, I will go to another analogy. That was what's his name? Who got shot in his back for the porn? Larry Flint. Larry Flint. His definition of pornography will be the same definition I give you hip hop. He said, I can't tell you what pornography is, but when you see it, you know what it is. And hip hop, I can't say if you rap like this, you're hip hop, and if you rap like that, you can't. But when you hear hip hop,
right,
you know
that's almost kind of back to H-Rap's point. It was like Hugh Hefner going to give you this, but you gonna get this over here at Hustler. You may not know what it is.
We didn't think you were doing that. We didn't think we didn't think you was co-signing.
But you gonna see it when you see it. You gonna know what it is.
So back to back is he's referring to the Drake song Back to Back, which does have some hip hop to it.
I mean, but
now he may make hip hop songs.
I think he can. I think Drake can do both. I think he can do it. He can move in, but yeah, I think that's the thing about Drake. He's versatile. He can give you rap. Now, like Ben said, he tried to go gutter. I'm like, hey man, pause, bro.
Yeah,
hey,
come on.
Stop.
Arlene said, repeat that thing about Facebook.
Grassy.
Oh yeah, if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and then you'll be able to give StreamYard authorization or Facebook authorization to put your name so we can see who you are, so it doesn't say Facebook user. So I'll put that in the chat here.
I mean, but like with any art, man, I mean, you know, this hip hop thing, like I said, man, a lot of people like hip hop. I was doing it. I've been arrested for writing on the walls. You know, I got into fights because you were biting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't trying to act like I invented this thing, but I will tell you this. This is comedy. You got people who tell jokes. You got people who are comedians.
Right.
You got, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, like Michael Collier is a perfect example of a raw dog, buck naked comedian. He up there telling 50-year-old jokes, 75-year-old jokes, but he put his own spin on it. He make it his own. It's comedy. And then you got people up there that just stand up there and steal people jokes and have a ball spot in the back of their head and then get a high top fade. That's perfect later on in life. But
straight man unit. Hey, hold on. When he said man unit, I was dying laughing on that part.
Man said the man unit.
Like, okay, little tangent here. If a guy you know that you work with has no hair, and then on Monday he got dreads, I don't know, as a grown man you can do that, man. I don't understand that.
We gotta stop, man. We gotta.
I don't understand that, man.
Pause, man. Chill out.
And you probably paying like $200 for that man unit.
Right.
I don't get it, man.
Chill out.
Well, yeah, man. That just happened to be my thing, you know. And like this comedy thing is my thing. I mean, I like comedians. A lot of people are joke tellers. They rework. Hey, it's the dude that everybody loves. I'm gonna follow what D-Ray and Dave said. I'm not gonna call no names out, but he has 2 letters at the beginning of his name, and it ain't DC Don Curry, but. But that man, and he's a funny guy. But that man does a whole lot of Richard Pryor material. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say his name. You said it before on the show. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow D-Ray and Dave's lead and not put that man out there. But that man be running that Richard Pryor lick hard, man.
Of course.
I'll tell you, if you just think of Kings of Comedy, the sets that I remember personally, people may agree, was Cedric and Bernie. I don't remember nothing Steve Harvey said. I don't remember anything DL said.
Honestly, I even then I feel like Steve Harvey was the ringmaster, the host,
the opener. Yeah, he was the host. Yeah.
You don't remember? I don't remember his monologue. I don't remember the jokes that he had. So I mean, to your point, absolutely.
And just think about it, man. One of them said it. I think Cat said it years ago. Though he didn't say it with this Club Shay Shay thing. He said it years ago. He was like, "Tell me Tiffany Haddish joke. If she's so funny, tell me one of her jokes." And to your point, if you can't remember, you watch this dude for 45 minutes and you can't remember anything he said, you might not be funny, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You might be humorous.
Right.
Yeah.
You might be charming.
Even Dave Chappelle said it in Dreamer. He's like, okay, if I get one laugh out of this joke,
right.
Okay, that's enough.
I mean, Patrice,
I wasn't even here for the review.
Right.
Yeah, I know. When he did that horrible joke, it was still funny.
It was still
because
funny.
it was real. It was a real thing that actually happened. Deep down inside, people wanted to say that, but they didn't. But Dave could tell you.
If he could get 1 or 2 laughs, he said, "Okay, that's enough."
Yeah,
he could build on that. He could build on it.
So, so in that clip, he also probably before the started, but that whole Club Shay Shay thing dropped on the same day he said his special dropped. So he said he was a little bothered by that.
Whoops.
But hey,
all right.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
well,
that's what it is.
Yeah, man. That's it, man. Well, Mike,
get over.
Mike is it for the night. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So, man, we talked about Lyft for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Mike, Mike, rating and final thoughts, overall final thoughts for the show.
No.
Let me go first. One Mike, that movie sucked. That's it.
All right, Whoops.
I'm with A-Trap, man. That movie was doo-doo. Yeah. I'm gonna give it one Mike. One Mike. It was skullduggery. It was a bathroom boo-boo. Yeah, I was like,
Double bag of doo-doo.
Yeah, it was trash.
I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a little bit above, a little bit. I love the scenery. I love the scenery.
I love the scenery.
You give me 2, Mike. I was, you know what? I was real quick. I was actually a little pissed because they were driving the Taycan Porsche, the electric Porsche, and I'm thinking that's not even the UK version. You driving on the left side. You're supposed to be driving on the right side.
Man, out here driving an American car in
I'm
Europe.
not critiquing.
They never even showed the outside of it though, right? They just
Then
showed
he
the
blew
inside.
all that, I ain't driving.
They showed a little bit of it, but
Man,
the electric
horrible.
Porsche.
Hey, the female character did some all right.
Yeah, I guess he kind of held it together a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
I was upset because they only showed the jeans from the front a few times. I didn't see the jeans from the back. I mean, well, when she got on the boat, that was real quick. I had to pause it. I was like, that's a little dumb.
Yeah. They was trying to keep. Man, they was just trying too hard to fit this into something, and it just
they were trying to go food bar.
That kissing twice was trash. That
food bar, man. It's food bar. We're watching food bar, man.
Food bar, yeah.
Yeah, food bar, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That is a great comparison.
Yeah.
That is a great comparison.
Food bar, man.
And they're purposely they're purposely being horrible in that.
Right. Purposely.
They just don't even care.
Making fun of action movies.
Right.
Yeah.
They just not even trying.
Right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. So next week, I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but we will be back. Hopefully, the 4 of us will be back. We'll have our other members.
I figured, man, we did this. I think we could do Pootie Tang.
You might as well. I mean,
might as well. Yeah.
Hey, I bet you we get a high rating on Pootie Tang. Pootie. I know we're gonna get a high rating on Pootie.
But I would not recommend watching this. If you didn't learn anything from tonight, do not watch this movie. All right.
This is horrible. It's morning, bro.
Yeah. All right. What's coming up tomorrow on the End of the Bench?
Divide and Conquer still working.
Yeah.
And when keeping it real has gone wrong. And then I got a couple other things that I'm trying to hammer out. But when I'm talking about divide and conquer, we are still dividing ourselves. ADOS, African descendants of slaves. First of all, we're not descendants of slaves, we're descendants of people who were enslaved. And it's amazing how we still falling for this divide and conquer thing. And keeping it real has gone wrong. Why is it that we feel the need to put each other on blast? No other culture in this country holds their mistakes to the sun like we do.
True.
So why are we keeping it real? I'm not saying excuse illicit behavior. I'm not saying excuse poor behavior. But if Wilkes catches me doing something wrong, he doesn't have to come on the Fourcast and go, see, H-Rap talking that pro-black stuff, but I saw him with a white girl the other day. No, you don't have to do that.
That's all in the pork sandwich with Becky.
Yeah, Superfly. Yeah, man.
Right. Oh, H-Rap, huh? Uh-huh. You must be H-Rap white instead of H-Rap brown, Right. But we find it necessary. And one of the other things that I am going to talk about is our need for acceptance from a socialized order that has clearly shown us that they don't love us.
Keep that comment on the screen right there.
Hurt people. It must change. It is. I'm gonna talk about the Emmys. That's one of the things I'm definitely gonna talk about, the Emmys, and how every year we sit around and argue that they don't hire coaches. You don't hire black coaches. They didn't give me this award. Why are we are the perpetual nerdy guy in high school
Right.
chasing the cute girl who does not want them.
Right.
We must change that at some point.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah. We're Urkel begging Laura. Well, you don't have nice clothes, Urkel. So you create a potion for her to like you. She still don't really like you. She likes the potion.
Right.
We keep drinking the Kool-Aid, the like me Kool-Aid, and we keep getting unabashed, kicking the yaha. And I've added a new feature to my program, which is, like I talked about, financial wealth, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. I've added a segment in which I say, hey, this is a television show that you can detoxify from the world too. A television show, a movie, take you out. Last week it was Brothers of the Sun. If y'all didn't watch the show, if you get a chance, if you want to just step away from the world and watch something else, Brothers of the Sun is exactly what Kevin Hart tried to do with this movie. It is John Wick meets what's it with the Snickle Fits? What was it do? Pineapple Express.
Oh God!
What?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's like 5 episodes. Take you right away from whatever you're thinking about. You get immersed in it. It's a great story. It's Asian. It's kung fu. It's gunplay. It's silliness. It's nerdy. It's everything. It's family. It's everything that you want in a television show. So because I want people to not only focus on the things that we have, do the senses, have community empowerment, open your own business. But what I also want you to do is be able to step away from the world and go, now my rent late, but that was fun. So I'm dropping a movie or a television show every week that we can just pay attention to, whether it's brand new or 6 years old or 10 years old or 20 years old. Let's just watch it. Get away from it is called Tanya. That is Brothers of the Sun on Sun, S-U-N, as in sun in the sky, not S-O-N. Brothers of the Sun. It's funny. It's action packed. It starts off kung fu and murderers.
Yeah, nice.
So, and then it's a plot twist, and it looks like it's gonna be at the end. So yeah. I'm just trying. Like I told y'all last week, it's easy to turn people off. Like if I'm busting you on the head, man, we got to vote. Man, we got to get our act together. We got to do this. We got to do this.
Right.
Zig Ziglar, I read Zig Ziglar book, and he even said it. If you're gonna talk about Vietnam today, you got to talk about basketball next week.
Right.
Vietnam loses the impact in the event that you just do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I got a couple other things I'm gonna talk about. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do this video about chitterlings or why black people love chitterlings.
We need to stop that. We need to stop.
Yeah, man.
Stop.
Yeah.
To this day.
Hey, by the way, I'm gonna give you a free one. If you want to watch, if you want people to stop eating meat, it's this new Netflix series about food. You might not eat meat no more in your life. you watch this? Oh my God!
It's on Netflix too, man.
It's on Netflix too. Hey,
I'm not
gonna tell you the name of it, but it ain't hard to find.
It can't be that bad. We had natives that live in 8 people, so it can't be too bad.
Hey, bruh, if you watch this, you might not eat nothing you don't grow for at least a week.
Cannibalism is the lie.
You be trying to eat your wife's butt before you eat food again. I'm telling you, man. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Like if you watch What the Health, you'll be like, oh my God. And then if you watch this joint.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing pure. Trust me.
Boy, nah, bro.
Yeah.
This
need some sleight of hand, twist of faith, man.
Hey, boy, you'll be drinking roller oil before you eat meat again.
Yeah.
Some of that factory made beef. Some of that printer beef.
I remember watching What the Hell. In the first few minutes, they had a pan of cigarettes, and it was like, "This is what it's like to eat chicken wings." A pan of cigarettes.
I bet. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
To that comment that we have pinned down here, DL Hughley posted a video of this man and woman. They were like at a McDonald's or Burger King or something. They were screaming at each other, screaming. And the point is, somebody in the comments actually said the same thing that is posted on this screen. Hurt people hurt people. And yes, it must change. I don't know if it's to this day, but this time last year at my job, we had somebody come in and we had an issue with a form of payment. And Ben may know about it.
I remember, yeah.
And the very thing out of my mouth, and I told my coworker this, and Ben may have heard it. I was like, I know that person behind those sunglasses. I've seen my father act like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen my uncle act like that. Now, to the point of this comment is what I'm saying is, yeah, I may be slightly hurt from my childhood because my dad left me on the couch. Every headlight that came down the street, I swore it was my father's headlights.
Mm-hmm.
There's been many a times my mom had to wake me up on the couch and say, go to bed, because my dad did not come to pick me up. So, but I chose to be the better person because my grandmother always told my mom, don't talk ill about David's father in front of him. Let David choose what relationship he wants with his father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, if my mom spoke ill, my grandfather, if they spoke ill about him, they didn't speak ill about him in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that confrontation I had with that customer this time last year at that counter, I swear it was just like his body language was what my father would like literally like spew.
Yeah.
And it triggered something in me. And I'm sure at that moment there was some hurt there because I'm like, man, you remind me of the same guy that left me sleep on the couch at 3888 Highland Hills. I won't give you the rest of it, but you know.
Yeah.
But the point is,
you're not there no more.
Yeah, the point is, hurt people, and you've got to find some way to navigate that. To this day, 2024, my father hasn't spoken to me since 2021. But that's okay, because when he eventually comes around, I'm going to talk to him as if nothing has happened. I'm going to embrace him as if we've had no situation. But you got to eventually make a change. You've got to eventually decide. You got to decide what relationship you want to have with people. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Everybody don't make it easy.
Oh no.
Everybody.
No.
Everybody doesn't make it easy. And sometimes you just have to leave things where they lie. But that comment right there, man, that comment is full of rabbit holes and knowledge and self-healing. I mean, so I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
I thank you more than you ever know, Wilkes, because my greatest cross to bear is forgiveness. I am not, I don't have the spirit in me because like, okay, I won't say I don't have the spirit of forgiveness in me.
Yeah.
But what I will do is allow you to push me to a point. And if I get to that point, stepping back across that line is insanely difficult because I can totally recall, as you just remember things from your childhood.
Yeah.
I can remember things from 5, 6, 7 years old.
Oh, absolutely.
And I can quote it word for word. I'm 53, and I can remember things, and that's why I say, like my memory being as good as it is a gift and a curse, because like being to punch me in the eye in 1985, and it meant nothing to Ben. Every time I see Ben, I'm thinking, that's that joker that punched me in the eye that day. This is and And I'm not even exaggerating. 1985, Donald Johnson slapped me. He walked up to me as a heroin addict about 6 years ago. And my son was like, "Hey, man, you look like you about to hit him. How you know him?" And I was like, "Hey, remember that dude I told you that slapped me when I was 15?"
way back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I say, "That's that Joker there." And
Yeah.
he's clean now. And he came to the alumni cookout. And he walked up to me and started talking to me. And all I could think about was, and I literally told him, he said, "Man, man, we got it two at once. This is my boy now, man."
Yeah.
And because I'm so petty, I said,
Right.
"Nah, man, I want my leg back."
Yeah.
And he thought I was joking. And my man Ron was like, "You really need to leave that." Because Ron was saying that. He was like, "You really need to let that go." And I was like, and I just walked away. And to this day, Donald think I was joking. I was serious as AIDS.
Yeah. I want my leg back.
Like,
Yeah.
You slapped me. You slapped me.
Yeah.
I remember he slapped me on the way to the basketball court. Larry Davis, Ron, and
what that comment say, hurt people. They try to say I'm gonna hurt this boy.
Man, hey, so yeah, when you spoke about forgiveness,
and real quick, to the end of that video that DL had posted, the man and the woman eventually, like, they came together. They were like, "You know what? I apologize. I was wrong." Like, in that moment of being upset and screaming and yelling, I think she said something that triggered, like, "You know what? She called me out on that. You know what? I gotta apologize."
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait a minute. He
And,
called me out on something. I gotta apologize. I'm, so they came together and they hugged it out. But for somebody to make that comment under the video, hurt people, and then it came up again tonight. I had to share that.
Yeah.
Because I was hot at that customer.
Yeah.
But
this is a guy that comes in all the time.
Right.
It is very,
you know how we do it.
very,
and it was just that one moment you caught me in 2023 on the wrong day.
Yeah.
But just in that moment of being upset and being in that rage, that blanket of rage, it was like, man, I see my dad in that smirk. I see my dad behind those sunglasses. And like he said, hurt people. So yeah, maybe there is that small hurt that my dad would never pick me up like he said he would. Oh, I'll be there at 8:00 on a Saturday. Yeah, every headlight, I thought it was my dad, but it wasn't. I can't tell you how many times my mom is, "Hey, go get in bed," because he didn't show up. But do I fault him? No, I don't fault him. So like I said, just like I said, to this day, I'll be 43 next month, God willing. To this day, I will still embrace that man. I will still talk to him about cars, women, vacation, military, the Marine. I'll talk to him like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that thing with Donald then.
Yeah. And to this
other situation I have, that I will not. I get what you're saying, Wilson, and I receive it.
But everybody can't let it go.
I'm one of those people. Man,
that's okay. But here, wait, but hold on, H-Rap. But that's okay though. But guess what? That's your lane. If you're not ready to let it go, nobody can make you
let it go.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I want to let it go. Like with Donald, I think I can let that go. Like probably if I go to the cookout this year, I ain't gonna slap Donald.
Right.
I talked to him later on.
Yeah.
I was like,
you could think about this conversation.
Yeah. So but it's this other situation in my life.
Yeah. Oh, man. It grinds your gears.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, like I said, but it's your right. It's yours not to give it up yet. I mean, yes, the Bible, I'm telling you, man, the Bible speaks that the revenge is the Lord's. He'll say it, but there's just, he knows that in the flesh, we've got things that are going to eat at us.
Man. Hey, Wilkes, that's why it touched me so much. because I was literally thinking about it today.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah.
because you are
Rage.
because you are human. You are human, and that's okay. And I think we forget that it's okay to. We want to quickly try to extinguish it, but some people, hey, there's some people that like to be upset and rage because in that moment it's like, hey, I'm wallowing in this. Please don't tell me when not to be upset.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me when not to be upset.
That's like saying slavery was a long time ago. Why are you still upset about that?
Man,
see, you don't get to dictate how I come down off of this high of upsetness.
Look, my man Patrick, he called me yesterday because I was hot about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And he carried over to today. So Pat hit me with the man, you gotta get over it. And I was like, yeah.
Nah.
I say, you know how you want me to get over it? He said, yeah, man, you gotta get over it, man. You just gotta let it go. I was like, yeah, that's kind of like telling a rape victim, come on, girl, you gotta set it out at some point. You got raped about 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. I'm still cut.
Thank you.
And when you didn't swing, see, my thing is this: if one of us have a disagreement and we just yelling, screaming, and cussing at each other, and it's an offense,
right? And
then you step to me and say, "My bad, rapper." I step to you, and I'm willing to talk it out, and it's over.
Yeah,
because it was a misunderstanding, and we just locked up, and we barked on each other, and it was over. Right.
Right.
My issue comes when you come find me. You offend me, right. you press me, and then when you realize, oh, he about to hurt me,
right? It's too
and
late
then
now.
you wanna, hey, my bad, and then you end up looking like the big bad wolf. You're like, no, this is in response to this.
You're right.
No, you earn this. I gotta give it.
Right. You get all of this.
Give it to you.
You earn this with me. Yeah.
But you know what, A-Trap? To your point, that is your right to be like that. People want to try to dispel you real quick. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you don't understand. Most people don't. Most people need that because honestly, hey, I know it's gonna sound weird, but some people's rage and anger is their therapy. You don't get to tell me when not to be upset. As long as I'm not putting you in physical harm or danger, or you don't get to tell me when to let that go.
That's my thing, man.
It's my thing to handle.
Oh, you sound crazy.
But it's not for you. Yes, I sound crazy.
Look, and I always say, even if you are a stick of dynamite, you have to, somebody has to light it.
Right.
Right.
Dynamite don't just explode. This ain't nitroglycerin.
Right.
You have to light that.
Right.
So now that you're gonna get it, you earn this L.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But no, great comment. Those comments that when I saw that, I had to speak on it.
Yeah.
Right on point.
Last comment, right? I think this is for you.
Yeah, this is my girl Arlene. We go way back.
She said,
hey, it's a dude who stepped to Arlene that I don't mess with back in '89. You know. Not for real.
Would you be the same way and still embrace others who hurt you, or are you just like that, forgiving because it's your dad?
Oh, I think it's just how I am with being forgiven. I mean, like I want to be forgiven, so I need to put that back into the universe if I've offended anybody. Because I'm the last person that's trying to offend anybody. I'm not that person. First of all, if you have an ounce of consideration and understanding, forgiveness, yes, it's going to be trying for most people, but it's like if you put yourself in those positions already, like, hey man, I didn't mean to. I'm the last person to make you upset. Hell, I'm trying to navigate my own life. I definitely don't want to make you upset.
Oh,
you know.
I'm gonna tell y'all about this situation when we get off air.
But yeah, no, I think it's just being human. Period. It's like, man, I didn't mean to hell, I apologize on this show if I offend anybody watching, because that's not that's not my goal. That's not
Amen.
what I
Amen.
say. A lot of stuff that people might like. Oh, I can't watch that show. Mayhem or David's a little off the chart. I'm like, hey man, that's just what I do. But I apologize, you know. But yeah, no, I'm the last person that wants to offend anybody. I'm definitely forgiving, but it's one of those things too where it's like, don't abuse or take my forgiveness for a weakness. You know, it's like, okay, I forgave you, I move on, but I'm not holding anything against you. Now, you probably can't read that because I've forgiven you and like, man, he didn't retaliate. I don't need to retaliate. I said I forgave you. I'm moving on. I got other things I need to deal with. I got other things that I'm processing. I can't harp on that. I've removed that from me. So it's just like, trust me, what was that meme I've always seen? It's like, once you take that nice person that's forgiving and understanding, and once they get to the point of like they're tired, they're done, you're not getting back in with me. You're not getting back in because you've exhausted everything. But I'm definitely one that's just like, hey man, I'm not trying to offend anybody. You know, I definitely want to move on.
I can so identify with you right now, bro. We always had a connection, but bro,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I need to talk to my brother. I don't even think if it wasn't for his mom, we share a father. If it wasn't for his mother, I don't know if I still be. If me and him fell out in the 90s, I still probably don't talk to him. But his mom,
I'm because here's the thing about it: people need people eventually in some aspect.
Yeah.
So
they come back around.
Especially with me, like it's just like when Doc has me. If he needs me to bake a cake, like I said a few months ago, I bake that cake with no strings attached. I'm not looking for anything in return.
Amen.
So we already live in a world where we think, oh well, I owe you. No, you don't owe me anything.
You owe me nothing.
You don't owe me anything. I get satisfaction. High on the Hog has triggered the season 2 has triggered something that I've already been in. It's just like, you don't owe me anything for this.
Yeah.
Because we already live in a society where you think, oh, I got to pay. No, you don't have to pay me back.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. I get satisfaction because you ate that, you enjoyed it, you requested it. So whether it's one of those things where you don't owe me anything, I'm going to listen to you. I'm not going to even interject what I think you should do.
Tanya.
Carrot cake, please. Man, right from the hip.
Pick it up.
Right from the hip. But yeah, I can handle that too. So it's definitely one of the, you know me, Ben. Yeah, hey, don't call me out because I'll be making it.
Where you live?
Yeah. So
Tanya, Arlene, we all grew up together.
Oh, okay. Oh, Chicago.
It's definitely one of those things where I think just embracing people, and I always just it goes back to like, do we talk to listen or do we talk to respond? It's just like, I'm embracing this because it's like, let me remove myself, fleshly and whatever I'm dealing with. We say we want to live godly, and if you don't believe in God, that's your business, whatever. But do you really want to live godly? Because God took those things off, and He was a sponge, pretty much. He didn't condemn anybody. He was just kind of turning out.
I didn't ask you to pick me.
He was just trying to recalculate the way you were drifting.
He was just walking out what was in the Old Testament.
He was saying, "Hey,
he was coming to bring what was there." Yeah.
Exactly, Ben. It was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah. So you were a persecutor of Jewish people. Yeah, you were a prostitute. Okay, so tell me about it. Why are you a prostitute? What drove you to this? That's the mentality of like, I don't have time to judge you. I don't have time to not embrace you. Because whatever you're dealing with, it goes back to, once again, there's no strings attached. It goes back to like my grandmother said. Don't talk ill about David's father in front of him. Let David decide what relationship he wants with his father.
That was probably the best thing. That was probably the best thing she could have did.
And my mom, I never heard one negative thing growing up. Now to this day, even then, she just says, "You know how your dad gets. You know how she still won't speak ill, but I'm not dumb either. I can see the things, but like I said, it was up to me to decide those things, embrace those things.
Right.
You know, hell, I've had fights in high school. I've had neighbors despise me. I know we're running long and I'm chatting. I'm taking up all the time here, but I mean, hell, there was a matter of fact, a prime example from my childhood. There was this kid that was just bothering me, and I punched him in his stomach. To this day, me and Kendra, I love Kendra like a brother.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed you to stop bothering me and picking on me. But other than that, that doesn't mean I'm not going to help you. Oh, you need groceries, you need gas? I'll help you. I'm not going to hold that against you.
Yeah.
I'm not that person to, oh, well, you remember that one time you punched me, you kept nagging.
Right.
That's petty to me. Let me move on and get to the business of how do I put this positivity into the universe and then move on from it. It doesn't mean I have to linger there and keep helping that person. Hell, I gave that person a bag of chips. Maybe they were hungry. I moved on.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that person again. I didn't give them another bag of chips, but they remembered me. They didn't ask for nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I totally respect that. I absolutely. I love it. I love it. No, I hate to ramble. If I sound like I'm rambling,
Hey,
no, you wasn't, bro.
Hey man, this is the forecast. All right, we say this every week. Dog says this. The movie is just an excuse for us to get on here and talk. We were supposed to be talking about Lyft, and we went from that to comedy to hip hop to real life. So
no.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, for commenting.
Right, absolutely.
That's what we do.
It's real life, and like I said, I'm not trying to push Jesus on nobody. I'm not trying to push God on anybody. But from the things I've seen growing up, it just aligns and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But that's on me though.
Hey, but look at it this way.
Is it Lyft?
What is that?
Yeah. The Netflix movie we was talking about at the beginning.
Yeah, he was like, "This, what's that? I ain't here for Lyft."
What's that? She came in on the tail end.
Yeah, and then A-Trap A-Trap's got knowledge. The nuggets he's dropping today. I mean,
The scripture y'all get every morning is inspired by the person who said, "I'm the same way."
Okay.
Nice.
She started sending it to me.
Yeah.
Maybe like 16, 17 years ago.
Nice.
And then I started sending it out to people. And
absolutely.
I said, one day I'm gonna get it back from somebody that don't know her or me.
You hear what this man just said? Ben, what do I always say? God's word is not going to go forth and return to him void.
Come back void, yeah.
It's not going to come back to me void.
Yeah.
It's going to reach generations. It's going to touch people.
Right.
That's the very reason I send it out to more than 100 people every morning.
It's just like with dog.
Somebody sent it back to me.
That's what. Hey, once again, my word is not going to come back to me void.
Man.
It's going to go forth and it's going to achieve exactly what I set it out to do.
Yeah.
I just realized.
It's like with Dog, when Dog made that when Dog made that comment about, oh, I used that very scripture. You think that was chance?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You think that was by coincidence? Come on, man. That's what I'm saying.
That's where the word of God works. Generations.
Whether you believe it or not, it's still connected.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't care if you're as they say, I don't care if you're in the family of God or outside of it. It's still connected. You can't run from it.
Can't run from it.
Right. You can't run from it. Whether you believe it or not. That's just what it is.
Funky mood all day.
Hey man, that's talking is therapy.
Talking is therapy, man. Gotta get it out there.
You got to.
That's my biggest, man. Forgiving people, that is not, because like you said, Wilkes, I use different verbiage. I say I live my life like a coward. I don't want no problems.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
No,
Right.
no.
Now,
So
don't
when
come to
we
me
get
with that.
that problem, it's going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Don't come with me with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. This is the multifaceted factors of the forecast. Take it, shower me. Hey, but man, hey, go ahead and close us out, H-Rap.
Hey man, y'all already know. SCE, E is for everybody. YAL, L is because I love you. LATER. See y'all later. See y'all later. And by the way, Ben gonna be on Hold My Beer and Rapping with H-Rap this week. It's going down.
All right.
Yes. Looking forward to that on Wednesday
And
Goes
Thursday.
down.
Yep, can't wait to be on. So we'll leave you tonight with a commercial by our sponsor, Share Alternatives. And we'll see you guys next week.
I gotta place my order.
Hey, at the farmers market every weekend. Website sharealternatives.com. And we'll see y'all next week with another great review and show. We may only talk about the movie for 5 minutes, but hey, we can get to it. We can get to it like we do it. All right, peace.
Yes, sir.
It's all pure from Mother Nature.